715, hottest topics in sports. Please get involved. Text, email, do whatever you like to do.
First thing, Cardinals spring training. We got to talk about the Cardinals. Same thing we've been talking about, pitching depth. But what's maybe the storyline that stuck out to you so far, other than pitching depth?
Other than Yadier Molina buying suits for
yes,
everybody.
that was awesome too.
I think Jake Woodford pitching really well right off the bat because, look, Jack Flaherty's not going to be ready opening day. You need a fifth starter. And if you look at his last 5 or 6 starts last year, really good. I think he's going to grab a stranglehold of this spot and pitch. Also, this weekend's really big because you have Helsley and Hicks. Hicks will throw BP. Helsley will actually pitch in a game. 2 really talented right arms coming off injury, and they could be vital for this bullpen.
For sure, especially no Alex Reyes. Andrew Miller announced his retirement this year. He wasn't on the roster, but we knew that was going to happen. So maybe new faces at the bullpen we're going to be counting on a little bit more this year for the Cardinals.
How about the shortstop spot? It's interesting because Sosa is really hitting, and DeYoung is hitting like 286, although we just played like 4 or 5 games. That's good. I really want DeYoung to come out of the gates. I mean, I like Sosa a lot, but DeYoung, I believe, has a higher ceiling, a guy that could hit 30 home runs for you.
Do you think that's a true competition, like they're saying? Whoever plays best in spring, do you think is going to win the job?
I think they gave DeYoung the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But Sosa outperformed him last season.
All right, let's move on a little bit. Torey Krug injury impact for the Blues. Just when you think they got their whole team they're going to be riding with to the end, Torey Krug week to week with an injury. Could be worse, but it could certainly be better. Not a good development for the Blues.
Yeah, we don't know what it is exactly. We're speculating it's a wrist, and you just know that. I remember back to the Kurt Warner, like the hand thing and the thumb. The wrist, there's so many little tiny bones. It's so important to a hockey player. I talked to Reed Lowe about it today, and he just says that thing just lingers. So you just got to wonder, with a guy whose game is based on skill level and great pinpoint passing and a great shot, if he's going to be 100% the rest of this season.
Just when you think you get the defense in better shape, you lose one of your best guys. So tough blow for the Blues. Let's move on. Transfer portal madness. Dennis Gates on the scene at Mizzou and already stirring up the transfer portal. He's going after some big names, and Illinois could have a couple guys that, or at least one guy that we're speculating could be dissatisfied in Champaign and Curbelo. What do you think there?
Well, it's interesting because he went out of his way to play Curbelo as much as he could, despite the fact that Curbelo missed, more than 50% of the practices. But that final game, he did not play him in the second half.
Yeah.
Now, can you be the big boy in the room and think, all right, we're losing our guards. Coaches always showed confidence in me. I'm going to have the ball next year. Or you can't do that to me and I'm out of here. So
in this day and age, I mean, it's like free agency every year. So
it's empowered players, and they did it because coaches could leave at any time. Now players can leave at any time, but that would be a major blow for Illinois because they're going to lose, the 2 left-handed shooting guards, and they're going to lose probably Kofi too.
What do you think about Mizzou? Obviously, we saw Trevon Brazil, who's probably, if you just watched last year, the most exciting player, freshman, entered the portal. Dennis Gates has some work to do. From what you've heard from him, should Mizzou fans be bullish on his opportunity to get some of these guys from the transfer portal and keep guys there that are already there?
Well, I think if you look at his track record, he's going to recruit, and he's going to do a good job recruiting. But if you just went 12 and 21 and you're playing in that big boy conference, you can't be like on the 3-year plan. I mean, he's got to hit home runs right away. He's in on a JUCO. He's got to re-recruit, Brazil. I don't know how you feel, but and he expressed confidence to me on the radio that, that these guys should have the option and we're going to try to re-recruit them. But I normally think that if you put your name in the portal, it's like a married couple separated. You usually end up divorced.
I think Brazil is a little bit different, though. I'm still feeling good about that since Gates recruited him at Cleveland State, and Brazil put his name in the portal reportedly before Gates was even the man chosen.
True.
So I think there's still some optimism there.
What scares you, though, is the 2 of the schools that could be involved, Kentucky and Illinois, who really have great name, image, and likeness programs for their athletes.
That's a whole new.
I hope he stays. Gosh.
Yes, definitely. Let's move on. Number 4. We know a guy that's looking like he's not going to be around is Jordan Nesbitt at SLU. Tweeted today that he's putting his name in for the NBA draft. Frank, what did you think when you saw that?
Just, disappointed, dumbfounded. Why are you doing this? Look, he's a nice kid. I don't want to trash a 19 or 20-year-old kid. He's a nice kid, but he's not going to be drafted, and he's not going to come back to SLU. They won't. I don't think they'll take him back. It's a shame because if he had like Yori Collins or Gibson Jimerson's mindset from now to the beginning of next season, he'd end up being a really good player, and that means getting 600 or 700 shots up a day and lifting weights and just the heavy accent on improving yourself every day. But it doesn't seem like he's going to go that route.
If it doesn't work out in the NBA, which I don't think anybody is thinking it's going to happen right away, do you think he goes back to college anywhere, G League, European, or what do you think?
I doubt if he'll go back to college.
Yeah.
This would be his third college in less than 3 years when you think about it. So
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Sean, two different Seans on Facebook saying hello guys. If you're watching right now and you got a question, throw it at us. We'll do our best with it. Let's move on to our fifth topic though. Sweet 16 kicks off tonight. Some good matchups. I like Texas Tech Duke tonight. Who do you like? Well, this whole weekend, not just tonight.
Well, I think tonight is fascinating. Arkansas, Gonzaga. Gonzaga is my team to win it. I love the way Arkansas plays, but I think that Timmy Holmgren combo, when they're right, is just insane. I mean, what Timmy did last week was just unbelievable against Memphis, because Memphis has these lottery picks, and here's Timmy, who's not real athletic. I don't know if he'll play in the NBA, but he destroyed them in the second half of 21. If he and Holmgren are great together, they're going to win the championship. Michigan, Villanova. You know what I find interesting about Villanova? There's an old line that there's two things that don't last long in this world. Dogs that chase cars and teams that can't shoot free throws. Villanova right now is having the best free throw shooting year in the history of college basketball. So if they can deal with Hunter Dickinson, I think they're going to win. And then
I think Michigan was definitely underseeded though, right? Now that I think coming in with all that angst and whatnot, but they've shown they're a really good team.
I don't bet against Jay Wright though in big games.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna bet
that's a
I'm
good
gonna
point.
go Villanova.
What do you think about Arizona and Houston? Could we see an upset there?
No, I think Arizona's gotten a scare, and as well coached as Houston is, I don't think they can beat this really good Arizona team. But I love Kelvin Sampson. They play so hard and they offensive rebound like nobody else.
Remind me of your Final Four picks at the beginning. Do you remember?
Okay, yeah. It was Gonzaga, Purdue. I actually had Illinois, so Arizona's out, and then Kansas. So 3 of my 4. How about you?
I still have Gonzaga. Or no, I picked Texas Tech to upset Gonzaga. I really like Texas Tech. They're going to have a really tough one tonight against Duke, though. Who else did I have? I had Arizona winning the whole thing. Then I had Purdue. I love Purdue. Who was my other? I had Wisconsin, which went by the wayside pretty quick.
So you couldn't get yourself to pick Kansas.
I couldn't. I should have. I should have gone without my heart. If I was thinking smart, I would have picked Kansas, but I just can't do it as a Mizzou guy. All right, that'll do it for today's 5 After 5. Have fun watching some basketball this weekend. We'll see you next week.